For those of you who are running businesses or building fan pages on YouTube and you're having a bad day, maybe your best video got deleted, mine just got deleted. Maybe your website got shut down for whatever reason. And maybe you think that for whatever reason you can't make money and the stars just aren't aligning and you should just give up. This is a sign from the universe through me to tell you, don't quit. Not only is it a message to you, it's a message to me. Because the reason you're having troubles and failures is the reason that you'll be successful if you make it through. God gives his strongest battles to his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. I kind of messed that up. So if you're dealing with the failure now of a business model, I don't really want to say any different business models because some of them aren't real, some of them are real. But if you try to sell things, or you found something and you found an angle and you went out with your cupcakes and you went to go sell them to taxi drivers or whatever, and they didn't buy it, or you never made the profit that you were hoping to, and now your money was lost, or you bought a vending machine and you filled it with snacks and it didn't sell as you were hoping, or you wanted to start a fashion brand and the fashion brand didn't take off for whatever reason, just know that the people who started successful fashion brands, people who built big YouTube channels, people who had a successful vending machine business, I think I said that, having a successful vending machine business, people who make it, people actually make it to the finish line, they went through challenges like you going through. And if you've only failed like this once or twice, well, know that those who are really successful have failed like this 15 times. They had their accounts closed down, they had to get 10 accounts. They had to, they had to get qualifications, especially people who wanted to become lawyers or doctors. Maybe they didn't have the right university degrees. They had to go back to study for another 4 years after all of their studies had been done. And that was a little operational mistake they made. Once you have these kind of failures, don't see them as setbacks. See them as the no's. Let's say I used to go and do sales. I used to sell people scones and cakes, actually, to taxi drivers. I made them at home, and I used to go and sell them for R2, between 2 and 4 rand, and put them in packs of 4 or packs of 5. And depending on which location I was and how wealthy the people were. Taxi drivers, they seem to have a bit of money, put it 5, and other people would just buy it loose, 1. And every no that I got, I would show someone scones and say, "Hi ma'am, Gogo, would you like to buy some scones?" And she'd say, "No, I don't want," or just ignore me. People would outright ignore me, be quite rude, and just put their cap lower and just walk, you don't see the kid. But every time somebody ignored me, dissed me, was rude to me, put their cap down and just walked straight past, that was one person that I could just write off and say, no, that was a failed product, that was a failed sales pitch or a failed product, and let me move on to the next thing. Let me move on to the next person. And the more no's you get, the more times you actually fail, the more you learn. Every time I sold something, I learned what I did right. I gave the cookie to them. The price was cheap, like R2, and the price was right. I learned something when I succeeded, and I even learned more when I failed because I had the wrong pitch, or I was wearing a helmet. I don't know why I was wearing a helmet, but that puts people off. Let me rather wear a suit and see if that makes a difference. So if you're failing now, failing is part of the process. Don't think that you are a failure. It's just this particular project that you're doing is having a few minor challenges. You resolve the challenges and learn the lesson, and you move past the failure. And you get as many no's as possible, fail as many times as possible. You can learn as much as possible so that you will win in the end. Guys, keep on going. Keep on having faith. Have a good attitude. And let's power forward on this fine, beautiful, sunny afternoon. Away.